He hadn't missed any practice time with it. None at all.
Is the plan to have Cody ready to go if something should happen to Mike? Or you plan to give Mike
the
best chance?
No, I mean the plan is to try to get as many people ready to play as we can, and you know Cody's did okay. I mean he ain't done great, but you know Mike was put in a situation last week. Had we thrown the ball around, he would look pretty bad himself. We ran the football, and at times when Cody was in there and we were running the football, Cody did well too. So they both struggle with the pass protection. They got the run blocking a little down, a little quicker than they can the pass protection, which is, you know, obvious. So we're trying to get them both ready.
Do you have a player, a couple of players who you would classify as very good pass blockers right now?
Classify as very good. T-Camp does a really good job. Rocky, when he's on his game, can protect pretty well. You know, when he's not, when he's caught off guard and gets high, he doesn't. But at times, they can all protect pretty well. I mean, we don't have especially pass protectors.
I mean,
no,
we don't. As far as what they're better at, not
no,
special.
We don't have pass protecting specialists. We don't. We got guys try to be good at both things, and you got to manage it, balance it out. That's what we got to do.
Mike mentioned last week that you spent a lot of time working with him on one-on-one and staying on, getting good hand punch and those sort of things. I imagine there was a sense of urgency last week to get a young guy ready in that spot. How do you think he did?
You know, he did okay. Like I said early on, he got handled in pass protection by big Sharif Floyd. And he settled down a little bit, understood what he had to do, and when we started to run the football a lot more. And when you run the football, it takes that kind of burden to know that, hey, we're going to kick set, and get these speed rushers and big rushers off the edge. So that helped him a lot. And, you know, he did well at times at the run blocking. Of course, we can do everybody can do a lot better. He can do a heck of a lot better in his pass protection. He's got to do it. Same way with Cody Gibson. He's got to do a lot better in his pass protection. So it's just a work in progress, but both those guys are training hard, trying to be the best player they can be.
Would you like to get both of them reps this week?
I certainly would. I would definitely like to get a lot of people reps, especially Cody and Mike and those guys that you've got to count on to play here the next few weeks. They've got to get more game readiness.
And over the next, I guess, 6 weeks or so, as you get ready for the bowl and all that, I mean, this I imagine is going to be something of an audition for these guys for next spring and next year, since they're young guys who you're going to count on.
The greatest thing about the bowl system is you get all those weeks prepared for next year. You know, you get 4 additional weeks of practice, and that's something you look at all these guys, and it's valuable time and valuable reps that you can't ever take away from them. So it's good.
He might do better this week than he did against Auburn, if anything.
Well, I think you know, prior to Auburn, he was kind of just thrown in that mix. Hey, I'm going to play, and as a freshman, I don't think you ever thought, you know, I'm going to play. I'm going to travel and be a backup. And then I was like, no, you got to go and play. And then you just can't flip the switch. You cannot flip the switch and be ready. And I think in this instance, after getting into Auburn, knowing that he could play at any time, he started preparing himself a little bit more and started focusing on things, looking in meetings. He really getting in tune to what we were telling him. Hey, you got to do this, this, and this. And he just started paying a lot more attention. And then when it came down to it, and it was turning to go back out there and get it done, he made the adjustments during the meetings prior to that and went out there and played his tail off. Played as best he could. He fought hard. It wasn't a great performance, but it was a solid performance. That's what we're looking for.
Coach, some have speculated that this offensive line run blocks way better than it pass blocks. Would you agree with that?
It's different in different occasions. I mean, pass protection, you know, you look at a guy, if it's a 3rd and 7 situation and, you know, you're getting a 7-step drop, it's going to be tough. It's tough on everybody. I do think that guys can understand and get fundamentally sound at run blocking a little bit more efficiently and quicker than he can at pass protection, because that's one of the scariest things, especially for a tackle, to be on an island by himself and know, hey, this guy can go in or out and do a lot of different things. But you know, at times they can protect decent, but they get, I think, a little bit more juiced up and as a group to run block. So we'll see.
Shawn, when people talk about these military schools, usually the first word they use is discipline. Is that obvious when you study the Citadel defense?
I just think they're well coached. I think if you coach a team, you coach them to be disciplined and know their assignments, they're pretty much going to do it. I think keeping things simple makes for a disciplined team. I think that's what they do well. They don't do a whole lot defensively. They're not a huge pressure team as far as blitz-wise. They play their sound defenses. They put them in position to make plays, and that's what they do.